entrepreneur, and welcome to Kevin Cuts class. I'm sitting at the International Travel Adventure Desk here at our headquarters in Southeast Portland. Today's adventure is going to take us to Maywood Park. Let's take a look at the adventure map. We're going to start off here in Southeast Portland and end up all the way up in Northeast Portland. Before we go though, it's time for Kevin's quiz question. What does Maywood Park have in common with the Vatican? Now this is a two-part question, so it's worth 20 points, so pay attention during the video. Alright, it's time for an adventure. See you in Maywood Park. So here we are in Maywood Park, Oregon. Most Portlanders don't know the story of Maywood Park. I'm going to tell it to you, and you're going to know something most Portlanders have no clue about, though I'm guessing everyone in Maywood Park knows this tale, as it's the stuff of legend for them. 1,000 years ago or so, there wasn't much going on in what is now outer East Portland. Some settlers, farmland. Looking at my notes, I see it was 100 years ago, not 1,000. So 100 years ago, a neighborhood was platted in the shade of Rocky Butte. It was called Maywood Park, and it was nice. During the post-World War II economic boom of the 1950s, Portland grew by leaps and bounds. The Oregon State Highway Commission thought it would be a grand idea to build a highway through the outskirts of East Portland because that's the sort of thing the Oregon State Highway Commission spent a lot of time doing. The problem with building freeways in established areas is that people tend to already live there, and most people aren't in favor of a freeway being where their living room is. Undoubtedly, a lot of communities in the line of fire complained about this proposed highway, but none complained as loudly as the citizens of the Maywood Park neighborhood. They did not want a freeway coming through, so they decided they could fight this better if they weren't just a neighborhood, but a city unto themselves. So in 1967, they took the bold act of seceding from Portland and became the city of Maywood Park. They gained a city, but they lost the freeway battle. Today, not only does I-205 come through their neighborhood, but Maywood Park now sits at the conjunction of two interstate freeways, I-205 and I-84. Maywood Park has a mayor, a city council, and is proud of its recycling. The city is completely surrounded by Portland. It bears a striking resemblance to the Vatican, another famous enclave, in that they both occupy 0.17 square miles of land and both house about 800 souls. In contrast, however, there are more women in Maywood Park than in the Vatican, which is famously short on females. So if you're looking for female companionship, Maywood Park is your better bet. If you want to hang out with men in white robes, definitely the Vatican. So you might be wondering, why on earth would you want to live in Maywood Park when you are within earshot of at least one interstate? One obvious reason is that when this neighborhood was developed a century ago, someone had the brainy idea to not cut down trees. We humans love to cut down trees, maybe as much as beavers, and maybe even more so. So this was an unusual act of self-restraint that has continued to the present. Here's a view of Maywood Park taken from Rocky Butte next door. All the trees you see there in the foreground, that's Maywood Park. Everything else beyond that looks clear-cut by comparison, that's East Portland heading to Gresham. So Maywood Park is heavily wooded for an urban area, and as such is a refreshing find in outer East Portland. The longest street in town is Maywood Place. It features a pleasant park-like greenway that serves as a buffer against the freeway. Walking through Maywood Park really does feel like going back in time, as the housing was built pretty much all at the same time during the first half of the last century. Combined with the forest-like quality, it's a great way to spend a hot afternoon in East Portland.